You have appeared to my life. Feels like I've never been the same. Heaven has been way too long. Can't find the words to write this song. Meant to love you. Still I wonder why it is I don't argue like this with anyone but you. We do it all the time, blowing out my mind. You got this look I can't describe. You make me feel I'm alive when everything else is okay. Without a doubt, you're on my side. Heaven has been way too long. Can't find the words to write this song. To love you. Still I wonder why it is. Why did it do that? I don't argue like this. Okay. Wonder why it is. I won't let my guard down. Okay. I have come to understand the way it is. It's not a secret, and we've been through that before. 'Cause tonight I know you're only one. I'm used to it. I understand. Hey. Okay, now that I'm done playing around with everything else and doing my weird little intro, as usual, guys, it's been a hot minute, and of course, you caught me singing on here for my intro because I'm living my life like it's golden. Just kidding. But I wanted to come on here and have a um, holding the wall. Look at me. Have a stream, Proverbs Bible reading. I don't know why it didn't stream to Kick. I don't know if it's streaming to Twitch. Oh no, it did stream to Kick. It was just waiting a hot minute. I lied. It's there. So if you're watching on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, X, please come over to Rumble on Real Talk with Kaysha. It's just that's the place to be. Look at that. Kick is turning on and off. I don't know why. I mentioned come to Rumble, and there we go again. What is going on? I don't know. Every time I say that, it cuts out. I don't know, but um, yeah, I wanted to come on here and do a Bible study for Proverbs. Every time I try to read Proverbs for you guys and get through it, something happens. I don't get through it. And I think that's on purpose. I think I have to get through this Bible reading and this chapter of the Bible. I mean, for goodness sake, I got through the entirety of Psalms, and something's keeping me from getting to the end of Proverbs. I honestly, as some of you guys know, I want to tell you, I am free. I am free. I so if it makes sense to any of you guys, as much as many of you know, I was really suffering the last 4.5 years. I had been on and off the street, survivor of trafficking, and handled by really awful people. I'd been attacked by pit bulls and put in the hospital, held at gunpoint, picked up with machetes, duct tape, and rope, sexually assaulted and beaten, drugged, all sorts of things. You guys know the story. The point is, now I'm free. Well, technically, always have been because I found out that I actually have always had full status in the US as a Native American. And I was being lied to by a bunch of different people. So people were telling me, oh, like your social security number is like not working when I applied for jobs and stuff like that. But those would tend to be jobs when I was around people who were handling me. So obviously, it would make sense that, the jobs around were probably, maybe they knew people and they were those that were the ones telling me to apply to those places. So it's like, I was in a fishbowl. Needless to say, I was in a fishbowl and I thought I was stuck. I couldn't get out. I was stuck. It was such torture and such chaos. And I can't even express to you the freedom I feel in my mind right now, which also speaks to the fact that prison is mental. And I very much was in an actual physical prison, but just the freedom I feel in my mind, like the, it's just so much better now because I went to, I met some really awesome people in at the last America Fest in Phoenix, and I had some of my friends come down, and I ended up going to, hey Julian, happy that you're free. Praise God, thank you. I met some really awesome people, and I had some of my friends come down to do some media with me at the event. As you guys know, it was a Turning Point event run by Charlie Kirk. Trump was there. Um, Officer Tatum was there. Don Jr. was there, Steve Bannon, Mindy Robinson, Vem, a bunch of really awesome people. And I say Vem because I actually like him. He's someone who's come on our show and I like him. Ivan Raiklin was there. And so some really great people. I ended up coming back to Oklahoma. As you guys know, I was in Phoenix for a hot minute. And I went to the Social Security Administration here, and they were like, I told them what happened with me outside at the door, before they let people in while they're asking what's really going on. Um, Harrison family values. Praise God, He's brought you through. Amen. Thank you. Um, and I was just telling them, like, there's like people are saying when I try to get a job, I'm getting like a kickback, like my number's not working or something, or there's something wrong with it. And she was like, no, that doesn't sound right. Like, she was like, there's a specific American citizenship code that we put on all natives' social security number, even the ones born in the US. Like, it's the same. I was like, okay, but like, this is what I'm hearing. Like, this is what I keep hearing everywhere. So she let me come in. The lady at the front, she was super nice. Even the guard understood what I was saying. All of them understood Native American rights. And I was telling her, like, I just want to be clear. I was born in Canada. I'm a Native American under the Jay Treaty. I'm not trying to naturalize. She's like, no, I get it. We have the American Citizenship Code for specifically for that. So like, she was looking at me like, why are you so confused? Excuse me. Looking at me like, there's no way this is an issue. And then I went to the front desk. I went through like security and everything, and I went through the front desk to the front desk when they called my number. And the lady was like, yeah, I see your native status right here. And I was there with my friend. And she was like, yeah, you can work. There's no problem. And I was like, but people keep telling me that. She was like, if anyone tries to prevent you from working, then call this number and report them. And I was like, oh. She was like, yeah, no one can stop you from working. You have your native status right here. There's never been a problem with it. You're fine. And I was like, oh my goodness, there is no way. And then in that moment, it was just like, I was like, okay, but what about my social security number and my card? Do I need a new one? Like, do I need to give them a different card? Do you guys need to give me a replacement? She was like, no, this is absolutely fine. DHS can't do anything to you. No one can do anything to you. Just go work. Just go live your life. Just go do whatever you want. And she was like, I don't know what's confusing. Just go work. Like everyone at the office, like they were so patient with me, but they seemed at the same time frustrated. Like, how does this girl not understand um, that her status is completely fine? But it was blowing my mind because of what I had experienced the last couple of years And it put so many things into context for me because um, so many people came around saying that they were trying to help me and intentionally hurt me. And I don't understand that. And that really hurts me really badly. And recently, I've thought to myself, I deeply, I deeply want to say, like, I hate you. I hate you so much to some of the men and women um, that I've given such love and loyalty and admiration to because I feel so betrayed and I don't know why like people are as evil as they are. I don't think I'll ever understand why people are as evil as they are, but what I do know is that it's easier to say I hate you than accept the reality that I'm literally sad that some people just hate me for no reason why they did this. Like some people are just evil and they just did this because they can, and I might have looked up to them and thought that they were great people, but they're actually awful people and they were against me and my best interest from the beginning. And it doesn't matter because I wouldn't have changed a thing. I did what I did because I wanted to help and I believe in doing the right thing. So that's all that matters. And I'm not a perfect person. I'm not an amazing person in the slightest. I just don't like bad things happening to people who don't deserve it. I believe in fairness and justice. And that's why I wanted to come on and have the Bible reading because I haven't done it in a while and I can feel that coal burning in my hand. And I can feel that I'm okay with letting it sit there because of how hurt I am, and I don't want that to um, continue. And so I want to make a little lesson out of it because I think that's a positive thing to do. I really enjoy coming on here and sharing my experiences with people, and um, it's kind of a good way for me to, I guess, get things out as well. And I like sharing my journey with you guys too. I'm enjoying sharing my journey with you guys. Um, I just think for me, it is exceptionally hard to process the fact that I was going around helping so many people, and the people that were legitimately in real time saying that they were helping me, men and women, knew they would have had to have known, and they just looked me in my face and gaslit me and exploited every aspect of me that they possibly could. And then for me, what's confusing, I don't care if people like me. Like, let me tell you guys, I actually don't care if people like me or not. I'm not that kind of person. I really enjoy being alone. One day, I would very much love to have a husband and children. And outside of that, I really could care less about too many friends or groups or whatever. I really don't care if people like me personally. What I don't understand is I'm supporting you and your efforts, and I'm trying to help you in the most purest form for no reason other than it's messed up. And I took so many hits, and then you're like, it's okay if like the people don't like me, but it's like, why are you joining in on the tag team? Like, why are you joining in on the destruction? Why? To me, in my mind, it's like, what did I ever do to you? But when you're a Christian, you love God. Jesus said they'll hate you because they hated me first. And I have to understand that a lot of people are ignorant and a lot of people can't help themselves. They do what they know. And I have chalked up most things to ignorance and stupidity, honestly. And I looked up to some people that made me believe in a lot again when I didn't anymore. At a point where I became so hopeless, looking at some people made me believe in something again. And then the idea that they might also have been a part of that betrayal or were largely a part of facilitating it just like blows my mind. really, really hurts. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Um, so I want to read. I want to get through this book. And forgive me if at some point I start crying. I do have a heart as much as I pretend that I don't. I very much have a heart. I can't really feel like my friend gave me a hug the other day. Um, a friend that I've made. Very nice. Like just a nice person. And I thought to myself, I really can't feel anything from anyone anymore. The last thing in me that could feel is my heart. And I don't want that to go away. And so I have to let it go. As painful and sad as it is what it is. That's just the world that we live in. And it's crazy to me that the world is this evil. That you were this evil. Anyways, guys, if you want me to read your comments, can you please? Hi, Henry. Hi, Blockboy. I see you guys on X. If you want me to read your comments, can you come over to Rumble and watch on Real Talk with Kaysha? If you're watching on Hi African Billionaire, Happy New Year. Please come over to Rumble and listen. Because I can read all of your guys' comments there a lot better um, in between reading instead of going back and forth to all these different platforms. I'm sorry. Let me just write it here. Um, okay, thanks, guys. I put it. Sorry. I'm a goof. Um, okay, so I'm going to start reading from. No, don't tell me. There's no way. Wait a second. I got it written down in here, I'm sure. 19. That's what's up. I remembered from all that time ago because the last time I did my stream, I didn't have anything except my Trump lipstick. And I wrote it in my constitution. Okay. So we'll get started then. I'm on 19. There's 31 chapters in this book, of course. But... Okay, how to avoid fools and foolishness. It's a little bit more reckless, my bad, but guys, also one of the things that I lost during this period was curly hair. This is my hair out of the shower. Like literally just straight. But that's okay. New year, new me. Maybe like I'm actually getting like really used to having straight hair. I think if my hair went back curly tomorrow, I wouldn't recognize myself. Anyway, I don't know, whatever. Okay, how to avoid sorry. How to avoid fools and foolishness. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. There's a little passage. Finding your life partner. Okay? Let those who are contemplating marriage weigh every sentiment and watch every development of character in the one with whom they think to unite their life destiny. Let every step toward a marriage alliance be characterized by modesty, simplicity, sincerity, and earnest purpose to please and honor God. Marriage affects the afterlife, both in this world and in the world to come. A sincere Christian will make no plans that God cannot approve. Ministry to Healing, 359. You know what? That's so real because this guy, I posted it because I wanted to see what people's response would be, and typical as I thought. So, a guy in a Mustang pulled up while I was walking the other day and asked me if he could have my number and take me out. I posted and asked people, should I go on the date? And everyone was like, yes, yes, blah, 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 different reasons. Not a single person asked, does he love God? And that was the right answer. To be fair, that's the correct answer, in my mind. Also, that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. The foolishness of man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against the Lord. Wealth maketh many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Nothing but the truth. There's another passage. Truth is of God. Deception in all its myriad forms is of Satan, and whoever in any way departs from the straight line of truth is betraying himself into the power of the wicked one. Patriarchs and Kings, page 252. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursueth them with words, yet they are wanton to him. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Delight is not seeming or a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and in it his glory to pass over a transgression. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despiseth his way shall die. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. The desire of a man in his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. He that wasteth his father, and chaseth away his mother, is a son that causeth shame, and bringeth reproach. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causeth to err from the words of knowledge. And a godly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools. Evils of alcohol. This is like a little passage. Oh, how often has the life of the innocent been sacrificed through the intemperance of those who should have been guardians of justice? He who puts the intoxicating cup to his lips makes himself responsible for all the injustice he may commit under its besotting power. By benumbing his senses, he makes it impossible for him to judge calmly or to have a clear perception of right and wrong. He opens the way for Satan to work through him in oppressing and destroying the innocent. Desire of Ages, page 222. Foolproof and Foolproof Instructions, chapter 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. The fear of a king is as the roaring of a lion, whoso provoketh him to anger sinneth against his own soul. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. The sluggard will not plough by reason of the cold, therefore shall he beg in harvest, and have nothing. Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Most men will proclaim every one his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? The just man walketh in his integrity, his children are blessed after him. A king that sitteth in the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am pure from sin? Divers weights and divers measures, both of them are alike abomination to the Lord. Even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord hath made even both of them. Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and love shall be satisfied with bread. It is not, saith buyer, but when he is gone his way, then he boasteth. There is gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel. Take his garment, that is surety, for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man, but afterwards his mouth shall be filled with gravel. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war. He that goeth about a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. Whoso curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Say not thou, I will recompense evil. Sorry, guys. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. Divers weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? It is a snare to the man who devoureth that which is holy, and after vows to make inquiry. A wise king scattereth the wicked, and bringeth the wheel over them. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upholden by mercy. The glory of young men is their strength, and the beauty of old men is their gray hair. It's true. The blueness of a wound cleanseth away evil. So do stripes the inward parts of the belly. The Lord controls wise and foolish people. '21. The king's heart is the land. 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. An high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of every one that is hasty only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Them that seek death. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, because they refuse to do judgment. The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. The soul of the wicked desireth evil, his neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in secret, pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. There is a treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness, and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? Refusing God's grace. There's like a little verse here, or, reading. It is not because he is unwilling to forgive that he turns from the transgressor. It is because the sinner refuses to make use of the abundant provisions of grace that God is unable to deliver from sin. Patriarchs and Kings, page 323. A very good book that everyone should read. 28. A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. Sorry, guys, my face is kind of dry. I don't have any lotion. Uh-oh. I might actually be able to. Okay, I'm gonna do 22. Wisdom regarding work and being a neighbor. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. Equality with God. It's a little reading. Caste is hateful to God. He ignores everything of this character. In his sight, the souls of all men, are of equal value. Without distinction of age or rank or nationality or religious privilege, all are invited to come unto him and live. Desire of Ages, page 403. Verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward. He that doth keep his soul shall be far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. He that soweth iniquity shall reap vanity, and the rod of his anger shall fail. He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. He that loveth pureness of heart, or the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend. Character development. A little reading. It is not by arbitrary law or rule that the graces of character are developed. It is by dwelling in the atmosphere of the pure, the noble, the true. And wherever there is purity of heart and nobleness of character, it will be revealed in purity and nobleness of action and of speech. Education 237. Page 12. I'm not page 12, verse 12. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge, and he overthroweth the words of the transgressor. The slothful man saith, there is a lion without, I shall be slain in the streets. The mouth of the strange woman is a deep pit. He that is abhorred of the Lord shall fall therein. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Bow down thine ear, and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if thou keep them within thee. They shall withal be fitted in thy lips. That thy trust may be in the Lord. I have made known to thee this day, even to thee, have not I written to thee excellent things in counsels and knowledge, that I might make thee know the certainty of the words of truth, thou mightest answer the words of truth to them that send unto thee. Rob not the poor, because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For the Lord will plead their cause, and spoil the soul of those that spoiled them. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways, and get a snare to thy soul. Be not thou of them that strike hands, or of them that are sureties for debts. If thou hast nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed from under thee? Remove not the ancient landmark, which thy fathers have set. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Okay? Okay. Last one. Just because this one says live a disciplined life, and I think this is good. Chapter 23. Live a disciplined life. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsel which thou hast eaten shall thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the field of the fatherless. For their Redeemer is mighty. He shall plead their cause with thee. Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. My son, if thine heart be wise, my heart shall rejoice, even mine. Yea, my reins shall rejoice, when thy lips speak right things. Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among winebibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh. Riotous eaters of flesh. For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Hearken unto thy father that begat thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. Buy the truth and sell it not, also wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him. Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she that bare thee shall rejoice. My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright. At the last it biteth like a serpent, and stingeth like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, and thine heart shall utter perverse things. Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast. They have stricken me, shalt thou say, and I was not sick. They have beaten me, and I felt it not. When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again. And there's a little passage, the final part of the reading. The curse of alcohol. No argument is needed to show the evil effects of intoxicants on the drunkard. The bleared, besotted wrecks of humanity, souls for whom Christ died, and over whom angels weep, are everywhere. They are a blot on our boasted civilization. They are the shame and curse and peril of every land. Ministry to Healing, page 331. May the Lord bless the reading of his holy word. I want to see what the word mast means, so let's Google that. just for fun. Of the word mast. A tall upright post spar or other structure on a ship or boat and sailing vessel generally carrying a sail or sails. Something carrying sails. Mast. In the Bible. A long sorry. A long round piece of timber that is raised perpendicularly to attach sails, rigging, and yards to a ship or vessel. Masts can be made from the trunk of a tree, or from multiple pieces of timber joined by iron bands. There are several types of masts, including the main mast, foremast, mizzen mast, topmast, and topgallant mast. The word mast in the Bible is a translation of two Hebrew words. Chil is one of the Hebrew words that is translated mast. Authorized version. Long pole, slender vertical, or nearly vertical structure. Or nuts and acorns. Interesting. So, live on the top of a mast. Okay, so that makes sense. Live on the top of a long round piece of timber that is raised perpendicularly to attach sails. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let me pray to close. Do I have that again so that I can write down that chapter we finished on? Or no? This is awful. I really need to get myself a proper pencil. Okay, I'm on 24. Imagine doing this with a glove. Insane. At least it's glittery and pretty. Okay. Let's pray to close and then we'll talk a little bit more. I see these from time to time pop up. God bless and Happy New Year to you all. God bless and Happy New Year to you too, my friend. Love you all with God. Hey, Ilyas, how are you? Okay, yeah, let me close with a prayer. And then we can talk again. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for this stream and everyone that's listening. Thank you that we've come to the close of another year, and please help everyone to have a wonderful going into the new year with peace and prosperity and good time with their family if they have them, and even help the people who are alone without family. Please help us all to remember to be wise in you and to trust that vengeance is yours, and to let your will happen in our lives, and help us to live very disciplined lives so that we can hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. And please fill us with the Holy Spirit and help us to be able to forgive those who trespassed against us, so that we can continue to carry out our purpose for those around us and in our own lives, and for you first and foremost, and that we could have peace and prosperity. Thank you for all that you've done and will continue to do in our lives, in our hearts, and in our homes, and continue to heal those that are brokenhearted. And please, even heal our enemies from their brokenness and their brokenheartedness, and forgive them where they've gone astray, and help them to realize that you love them too, and they too can come to full repentance and live. Thank you again for all that you've done, and please bless us all as we go the rest of this night and into this coming new year. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you guys for reading with me. So I'm definitely gonna have to wait for this lip gloss to dry. But this is amen. Thank you, Jillian. This is something that's like really hard for me because um a lot of people used to tell me, Kaysha, like my actual supporters used to tell me, Kaysha, you're too hard on yourself. And I would think to myself, no, I'm not hard on myself. This is just me thinking through things, and I need to like just, account for everything and just assume that, I'm probably doing something wrong, and that can fix it. And that does work a lot of the time, but in actuality, you know, in a situation like this, I was being so hard on myself for no reason, and I was letting other people's hardness on me really affect me and really hurt my feelings. Whether it was a joke or otherwise, I don't care. Um, it felt like I was being kicked when I was down consistently, and that no one was genuinely in my corner. Um, I felt so genuinely alone these last 4.5 years. And I'm not trying to be depressing, guys. I'm just telling you, like, I'm free now and it's great. But when you come out of, like, when you get to the point where, like, okay, you're free, now your brain begins to process all the hurt of, like, what was gone on, because it puts into perspective how much tragedy you were dealing with, which was more than what you even expected. And the things that people tried to call me or put on me to make it seem like I was this deviant, evil, awful, disgusting human being or whorish person. And because of what I had suffered through, and maybe because, you know, some people were hurt by other people and they just wanted to believe that I fit the same mold as everyone else. And that's not my problem. Um, but if I had known then what I know now, I think I would have never given air to probably anybody who was attacking me. But I'm almost glad I didn't know, because I'm a completely stronger person now, and there's nothing that anyone can throw at me that hasn't already been thrown at me. Like, they threw the entire book and library at me, for gosh sake. Um, and now I'm better for it. That's all I can really say. I'm truly a better human being for it. And nothing will ever, nothing will ever move me, I don't think, ever again. I think I'm super hurt because for me, loving someone is giving them my time. And I've never been someone to give people my time. When I was a kid, my dad, he used to come home with a bunch of gifts for me whenever he came home from like the rigs or something. He was a heavy duty mechanic for most of my life growing up. He only became an engineer when I was an adult, mechanical engineer. But when I was a kid, he would always bring me a bunch of gifts and toys and stuff and give me a bunch of money. And I said to my dad one day, I'd really prefer if we just spent a lot of time together. I really don't want any of these gifts. I actually just want to spend time with you. And, from then on, me and my dad, we didn't really give each other gifts. We just spent time together, and I really enjoyed that. We get things for each other here and there. He would still get me gifts. I'm his kid, but it was not our predominant form of, expressing our familial love as, father and daughter and, other people in our family. And so he said he felt real bad about that. He said he felt like he got kicked real bad in the growing when I said that, because he was like, oh, shoot, well, giving Kaysha a bunch of gifts is not really going to do anything. She wants me to actually talk to her and spend time with her. So now that I'm an adult, I'm kind of the same way, where loving someone is not a verbal expression for me. It's not very much a financial expression. Although I love giving gifts, my dad and I actually really love giving gifts. We just don't, we just receive them. It's like, okay, what am I doing with this? Um, I love giving gifts, but my time is my biggest expression of my love for somebody. And I saw so much injustice the last couple of years that I gave all of my time. And I say that I don't care about people all the time because I try to preserve my heart, but I've given all my time. And my best years of my 20s. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it because I've learned a lot, and I'm going to help a lot of people because of what I learned and what I saw. But it's just so hard as a Christian giving your time, which is equivalent to your love, um, only to continually be kicked in the face or spat on, or in a position that feels like someone won't even piss on cotton for you. This is something that we would say, my granny would say. It's like a West Indian kind of slang thing. And it's like, you mean nothing to nobody. And it's crazy to me that we live in a world like that. And yeah, I was in a fishbowl and I'm stepping out of that, and it seems like that's going to be different now. Um, but I just can't understand the duality of the world that we live in, Everyone's like, oh, pretty girls get everything and blah blah blah. And it's like, not if you're a Christian pretty girl, I don't think. Because I would never take anything from a guy that is like for no reason, or like just because. Like, I would never do the things that it would take for me to get what a pretty girl gets, or the benefits that a pretty girl gets, um, because I have a father who would be like, Kaysha, what the heck are you doing that for? Like, you're gonna mess yourself up, and I already know that, so like, I just don't do it. Um, which prevents me from hurting myself down the line, and actually makes it better for like me, because then I'll only interact with people who are, going to be of some value to me as a human being, that are not going to be hurtful to me, obviously, because your father isn't going to, just go and tell you to, take things from random men, because he knows those men are going to want to sleep with you, and, all that stuff. Um, the point is, I think that I've come to a realization that, you don't have to be hard on yourself about a lot of things in life. And you shouldn't, when the Bible says you shouldn't trust the princes of this world, true, because it's not that I trust it. The thing is, like, I I expected, um, I calculate, like, I I calculate for, failure. I calculate for, a need for mitigating certain risks, even like betrayals and things like that. But as a woman, there's so many things that I just can't calculate for. There's so many things, there's so much information around me that I can't see, that I could never predict and I could never calculate. And I think this is why women are so like emotional about a lot of things, and they change as they get new information, because I'm not seeing certain stuff. And my dad's like, "You're not seeing what's going on, but I am. So, whatever, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And you just keep doing this. You'll see it eventually." And this is why I'm so glad I listened to my dad, because if I would have kept going through stuff and just slowly kept getting the information to the point where I am now, listen, if more women if more women understood the depths of life, like truly understood the depths of evil in this world that were happening around them, they would probably be a lot more violent than they even are. There's some things that women just like probably should not understand, because they don't really have the solution for it. And I guess that's why I'm hurt too, because people create circumstances around me as a female, and I don't create circumstances around them. It's kind of weird to me, because it's like I've even had stalkers that would accuse me of stalking other people, but it's like those people were watching me for those men and women, and they continue to watch me for those men and women. So it's like, what was the point? Like, why are, to me, I'll never understand why this world is so evil. Like, my brain can't comprehend why anyone would spend time all day watching me and trying to hunt me down and coming after me. And it's so exhausting. Like, I ask myself, do people enjoy peace? Do people enjoy genuine peace? And then I have to question, like, and again, all of this probably doesn't even matter, because I still don't have all the information. I'm still going to be making an assumption on a lack of information, and I'll probably make myself angry about something that might not be fully founded in anything. And then I get the full information later, and then I might just look like an idiot because it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it's definitely still bad. Like, I feel like, and I have to say feel here because I don't have the information. I feel like a lot of things, regardless of how you spin it, was really bad. And it is, I know, because my dad said for sure, just to some level, is unbeknownst to me, because I just don't see all the moving pieces. And that made me very angry, I think, as a female, because it's a game that I can't win, which is why I'm glad again that I listened to my dad, because I would never win. But I'm at the point where I don't care what those people do. It means nothing to me. They mean nothing to me. And I just want to get to the point where I can be working. I started applying for jobs. I started applying for jobs. And hopefully I get hired for something soon. I would like to probably go back to school and finish my degree. I think I will I like doing engineering with my dad. Um, so I think if I go back to school, I'll do something in engineering. Um, because of after everything I've seen the last couple of years, um, that's literally the only logical choice. And I would like to have a family, which is now possible because I know that I have full status here and I can do what I want. And no one's going to tell me that you're here because of me or whatever else. No, I'm here on my own steam. I fixed it by myself. And a lot of people that were acting like they were going to help me fix it, the solution would have been so simple. The lawyers that took my money and didn't do anything, it's just like, I feel like we're living in a simulation. Um, I feel like we're living in a simulation and I can't process it because it's just the why. To me in my mind, I'm like, why do you hate me so much? Like, what did I do for you to hate me so much? Like, I literally mind my own business. Um, and I don't think I'll ever understand it. And I think the only peace I'll have is letting it go and just starting my own family someday. And I say that because a woman in my position that goes through so much hell and chaos, when they come out on the other end, if you don't just have a family and allow yourself to experience kindness from other people, um, you're going to become an evil demon. Like I'm telling you straight up right now. I'm glad I do a lot of things out of duty and not feelings. And someone told me the other day that I think like a man, because of that. Because no matter how I feel, I'm still gonna do what I said I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do what my father tells me and what God tells me. I'm gonna do my duty. Um, and I think that's also the life of someone who has endured a lot of persecution, from the cradle to the grave. I think that's just what it is for Christians in part, that we have to do things out of duty over feelings. And like it. I still don't think like a man because it's like that's one means of operation in the grand scheme of things. It's not going to help me mitigate preemptively or calculate the potential of, all the chaos that other men are putting around me. It's like some men, it's like I can't get away from. Like I can't even get in my I can't even make sense of how like some of them do the things that they do. And that's just like the power of like being men. And this is also why women need to be married, because once they're married, they have a man that does all of that for them. And yeah, I have a dad, but he's in another country. And he wants me to be married and have a family and be happy. He wants me to be able to live my life and be free. A lot of times when like things are getting like, um when I'm getting really annoying, my dad is like, you just need a husband. This is just what this is. Like, you need to have your own family. I'm like, I know, but like, just listen to this. There were so many times I second guessed myself. That I knew the truth, but I second guessed myself. And I was like, maybe I'm an awful person. Maybe I genuinely just suck. And I was so hard on myself. And I felt so awful for so long. Um, because I was like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. The whole time I wasn't doing anything wrong. Not at all. And it's like, yeah, everyone makes little mistakes here and there as people. I'm not talking about that. Yeah, you have arguments here and there. No, like, we're human. I'm not talking about that. I thought I was making blatant missteps, and I was not. I was being blatantly and openly passed around. And what's crazy to me is that we live in a world with men just sat there and watched. And in all my beauty and all my intelligence meant nothing. And I have to be not um, listening to your intuition is important. My intuition has nothing to do with this. When you're a person being trafficked, your intuition has nothing to do with anything. And in fact, I'm glad I didn't listen to a lot of my feelings because I would be dead. I appreciate your input though, Julian. Listening to my father was the only thing that kept me alive. Sorry. Because if I listened to my emotion when I'm surrounded by a bunch of men that were triangulating me, I'd be finished. Because they anticipated my response when they did what they did. And they were hoping for me to do the typical, predictable female response. And I'm alive, and I succeeded to the point that I am now because I listened to my father and God. We did things as a team. And all I can hope for is that one day there's justice for this. I know my father and God is going to bring that about. I'm not going to be the one to do it. That is not for me. I know my father is a much more fair man than I could ever be fair as a woman, and I'm saying that because the hurt you feel after a situation like this is so immense. I wouldn't put myself near anything to do with the justice aspect of it. I can help people because, like I said, I felt so bad because I thought that I was doing something wrong when I wasn't. Now that this is over and it's clear to me exactly what was going on, I understand that I'm altogether better than everybody who came around me and tried to destroy me. 100% better physically, mentally, emotionally. The proof is in the pudding. And that's why everyone kept trying to destroy me, and they were banking on me dying before ever finding out what was going on with my social security card and things like that. And then they could have spun the story however they wanted. And despite that, I had full status here in the US as a Native American. People were pushing me to sell myself, and they were trying to sell me and all sorts of things. And to make it look like I could be working a regular job, but I'm just choosing the whole life like everyone else. The level of attack that people have had against me is because I'm entirely better. And someone told me earlier, oh, well, you know, don't say that you're better than people because it's not a good look. But I am entirely better than my enemies. Everyone tried to destroy me. I had absolutely nothing. I was on the street. I thought that I was absolutely awful some days, and I felt awful because people kept telling me I was awful even though I wasn't doing anything. And I hate the idea of hurting people's feelings. And I was like, these people feel like I've wronged them, but I haven't done anything. It made me feel awful because I'm a female. But because I consistently won, the proof is in the pudding that one is greater than the other. I am greater because I have God. That is why I'm greater. I'm not greater because of myself. I'm not a special human being. I'm not like Jesus Christ reincarnated. I'm not him. I didn't come to save and, to die and save everybody. I am just a regular Christian. I am good in God alone. No man in himself is good but God. but I can do good things because I follow God. And now I can show people how to overcome what I overcame because I don't feel bad anymore. What I feel bad about is the deception, the betrayal, and the hurt because I believed in probably things that it's not that I'm objective enough where I'm like, okay, this was messed up, happened to someone. I believe in fairness and justice for you, and I want to help you. In the same breath, some of those people really made me have hope in life again. Because when you're going through like that really dark tunnel, sometimes you feel like, wow, there's like nothing in this world to live for anymore. And then you see like something, and it's you see that tiny glimmer of like light at the end, and you have the hope that if you keep going, the light will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I guess I'm glad I came to the understanding a couple weeks back that um, I'm glad that I was completely alone in the process because it was clear to me that God was the one that was there for me, and no one else. Um, and that the only reason that other people were there for me is because God touched their heart. Like God controls the foolish and the wise, as we read in the Bible. And at the end of the day, all things will work together for those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose, God's children. So he's going to do what's necessary for us regardless as his children. And that's why those people helped me along the way. And my gratitude has to be wholly to the Lord. And maybe I'm sad because I can't stop. Maybe I'm sad because I have to continue, you know, fighting the good fight and continue this life of suffering as a Christian. Because just because I can work now doesn't mean this is over. I still have to do the same work with the same type of people who likely will have no love or loyalty for me, ever. But it doesn't matter because it's for God and it's for the bigger picture. And I understand the mission. So, in that, I would never stop. And my biggest saving grace is that I listen to God and my Father, regardless how I feel. I'm going to trust that even if I can't see it, if I do it, what my dad tells me to do, then eventually I will see it and I will be extra glad that I listened because by the time I see it, it's going to be too late to track back. It's not like I could be like, oh, I'm not listening to you, Dad. And then I see it happen and then I can track back like the months or years of time it took to get to that result. No. By that time, if I'd made the bad step, I would have just, first of all, I would have felt the slaps every step of the way. And then by the time I got to the end result, I would have been shooting myself in the face, or somebody else would have done it for me. But I do feel emboldened, I guess you could say, now knowing that I am free and I have full status just as any American. And I've walked that way the entire time because I knew that I had my card and my status. So I kept my head up and my back up. But it's a different thing now. But I'm gonna still um, tread with anticipation. I don't want to say caution because that's not really the word. Anticipation. And you said I get you. I only said that in reference to you second guessing yourself. Oh yeah, yeah. When it comes to second guessing yourself, you really shouldn't. You really should not. Um, you should know. You said that's real. Not a lot of women are grounded like that these days. Thank you, Illunian. Hi, Nalu. I honestly think, hi, Daryl. Hard to tell the difference between fireworks and thunders here. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest flame. You're right, Daryl. You're totally right. And I appreciate that realness. It's true. Um, my father and I were forged in the hottest fire. It's like imagine somebody taking another American, withholding their social security number, and then prostituting them, and then telling everybody that they're like illegal or some crap, and not to help them. Like this is like, and then giving it back to them years later after putting them through like the worst abuses possible. And it's just so crazy to me. And um I really hope that I come in contact with some really great people. I have already, um and I think it's softening me already because my interactions with the friends that I've met up with at um Amfest and whatever else, uh some of the people are so genuinely kind that it's like it's really touching me. Like I'm kind of like taken back, but I'm trying to just take kindness as kindness and be like, okay, like, but it's, I think, actually softening me, the kindness. And I think I'll continue to meet pretty great people. And now that I'm kind of out of that kind of situation, I guess, I want to take you guys on the journey with me. So, like, oh, like getting back on my feet and what that looks like. And I really want to, I said before, like, when this is over, uh, I'm going to teach everybody how I did it. And I'm going to. I'm going to teach everybody how to get through difficult things like this because it's not just what I went through the last 4.5 years was not just physical, it was mental, it was emotional, it was spiritual. And like I just kept going. Like it, like I didn't realize I had PTSD until the other day. I said this on my show the other night with my dad. We were talking to somebody, and someone was inquiring something, but they said it in a way that I was really offended by. And it really hurt me because it felt like something that like other people would just say to antagonize my dad and I. And it wasn't that way. We got it cleared up during the conversation, but initially, like it really like hurt me, and I just snapped. Like I didn't like start screaming or like throwing things. No, but like in my little minute, very tiny, like introverted way, I like was like, nah, man, like I don't like that. Like I don't talk to you like that. Like why would you do that? And I closed my eyes for a few moments to just think, and I just got like a bunch of really quick photos, like images, just like in collage form, just like going past my eyes over and over and over again. They wouldn't stop. It was like watching a film reel, and I was like, what is going on? Kind of the way at the beginning of those Marvel movies where they have like all those like really, really quick. It's kind of like that, but I could see every picture very vividly. And it wasn't even the memories of things that happened. These were like completely random photos from random things that I'd seen or whatever. And I was like, what the hell just images that I took in my mind, just like I have a very, very good memory, unfortunately. So then the person was like, okay, you definitely just had like PTSD. And I was like, no, I don't. But then I thought about it later and I was like, I definitely have PTSD. That's why, like, you know, I had like a bunch of nightmares and things like that, and wake up in the night with like soaking in sweat and just hyperventilating. And, um, there are a lot of signs. Uh, Probably things that I just wrote off. I had a lot of um, things wrong uh, that I didn't have time to pay attention to, like with deep precision. Things that I would just have to be like, okay, I just have to solve this in this moment and deal with this later. How do I solve this right now? Okay. And this is kind of what I mean about teaching people how to overcome stuff, because in large part, that is kind of how you have to overcome things. You literally just have to keep going. Um, when you're under constant attack, if you take the time to be like, oh, but my feelings, oh, but I'm sad, oh, but I need to, not do these things because I just don't feel like it. Well, because I've been sad for a couple days, well, you're going to get screwed over. Um, you literally have to just keep going. Tell yourself, okay, well, it's this or die. So coddle my feelings or die. Coddle my feelings and die, or complete the task. I mean, and obviously, every single time, it's going to be complete the task. And and anyway, I take a lot of comfort in knowing that God is going to um, have the vengeance in this situation, because my family didn't do anything. We didn't we didn't do anything to deserve the things that happened to us. We're we're just normal people, and we're not bad people. And I know that God didn't bring me into this life just to live a life of like hell, pain, and suffering. And there's definitely something greater for me, and people like me who are suffering in the same way. And I think that persecution comes because you have so much great things to offer the world. And um, someone was telling me that. My dad always told me that, but it's like, when you and your family are the ones receiving the persecution, and your own family tells you that, it's kind of like, okay, I know, but like, nobody understands this. I thought no one understood it, but recently when people said it to me, I was like, people understood this the whole time. I'm the one that didn't understand that people understood this. I was the one with the perception, because I thought that if people understood this, they wouldn't be doing these things. And that's not true. People understand these things. That's why they're doing these things. I'm such a nice person that in my mind, I'm like, no, if they understood the value of these things, they would never do it. This must be this must be an accident. This must be like, this doesn't make sense. The whole time they just hate me because they can. It's like, I hate you. That girl over there, she sucks. And that's crazy to me. But I I'm, I felt the last little while, um, like that coal burning in my hand, just like of that anger, of resentment building. And I just was like, okay, well, I hate all these people. I hate all of them, the men and the women that were involved. And then I just saw again myself like being so angry over every little thing, angry about just breathing oxygen, honestly. And I was like, I can't do this. This is not sustainable. This doesn't even make sense. I'm going to be angry. I'm not going to be kind to people. I'm not going to be efficient in my work. I'm going to go behind in things. And, you know, I don't like people, but I love helping people. And I've told you guys that before. I really don't like people, but I really like helping people, um, because, like, I like fixing things. I don't like interacting with people because my free time I um, take to be very precious, and I enjoy it for myself. Um, but now that this is all over, I'm going to enjoy building new relationships with people, necessary ones and miscellaneous ones as well, um, friendships, if you will, and and accomplishing some things. Needless to say, let it go. As smart as you are and as angry as you are about a lot of things, let it go. It is very hurtful. It sucks. When you are trying to be a good person and you care about people, you genuinely care about people, and it seems like they're betraying you for no other reason but they can. But that's life. That's what the people say. Da, 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 da. Shut down in May, something like that. But I know I'm gonna. I don't remember. And I'm back on top of June. That's life. And as funny as it may seem. Yeah, anyway, just get over it. Don't hold on to anything. Because ultimately, you're the one who's going to suffer. And then if someone comes along and tries to give you any form of loving kindness, you're going to throw it away down the drain because you're going to be so angry and so resentful, about what happened. Like, people do genuine things for me as of late, and I just feel like saying I hate you. That sounds so stupid, but yeah, you can't hold on to resentment. You gotta let it go. So, and I'm a woman of my word. I'm emotional. People say I'm very analytical and logical, and that I think like a man. I don't think like a man, but I guess they're talking about the fact of like duty over feelings. But I will keep my word. And for those that I've chose to support and show love and kindness to, where my father finds it to be necessary, sorry, and reasonable, I will continue that support. Um, and for the lot of you, you're going to prison. Straight up and down. My dad is going to make sure of it. My father is going to make sure that the lot of you that are involved, the ones that were truly like deeply involved, are going to go to prison. Yeah, because this level of crime you can't get away with. Sorry. And for the people who like mocked me and jokes about me or treated me like trash, well, I no longer have any respect for you as a human being. I will help you as much as I've given my word to, but most of you mean nothing to me anymore. Um, Not because I'm just heartless, just because once I understand, I understand. And for the rest, I will leave it up to time and personal, direct interaction, um, to decipher the missing information that's needed to understand the circumstances of the situation. Because there is still so much that I don't understand, and I'm constantly getting new information, and I can't keep changing how I feel. So, just because I keep getting new information, so I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not gonna be angry. I'm not gonna hate anyone. Certainly not gonna ever hate myself ever again. Wait, wait a minute. What is going on? Why is this blowing up? That's also one thing about social media, guys. I I literally can't handle a bunch of notifications. Like, it drives me insane. People on threads are so much nicer, by the way. Like, follow me on threads. I thought I would hate threads and I thought it would suck. But people on here are so nice. Like, for no reason. I don't know. Like, they're just nice people. And they're just like, I don't know what to say to that. I still don't even know how this app works. I just like post things and then I'm just like, and then I just leave. Someone said I look like Victoria Pedretti. Who is that? Who is Victoria Pedretti? I need to look this up right now. Who is Victoria Pedretti? Stop it now. Stop it now. Guys, let me show you this. Wait, am I not allowed to? Why is it telling me this? Okay, I'm just gonna have to show you on my cell phone because this is tweaking. I can't believe they said this. Victoria Pedretti. From you. There's no way. No. Oh my goodness. That's crazy to me. That's so crazy. Because look at that. She's literally a white woman. I mean, there's white people who like look at like mixed people, but I think she's beautiful, but she's definitely psychotic in that show, You. Oh. Yeah, don't see the resemblance. Me neither, man. Like, I'm definitely actually yellow, and she's white. And I have an Indian nose and Indian cheekbones. I was reading something from my dad. Yeah, I have like an Indian nose and Indian cheekbones, like high cheekbones. Let's see what the timeline is saying. Wait, I don't know if this is actually working. That is so crazy. It's just like literally that choppy. Gonna need like a haircut soon. My hair is like at that in between stage. It's like that awful middle or whatever. Like that medium length haircut. And like I could cut it like really short and like cut off like 3 or 4 inches and make it like super cute. Or I can let it grow for a couple more months and it will be like even cuter. I'm just gonna let it grow. I hate short hair now, and everything's mechanical from now on. Like I said in my post the other day, like everything's from mechanical from now on, but it's like it's not. The first time I saw you, I thought you are Indian. Like what kind of Indian? I mean Native American, by the way. Like I have a very Native American like structure there. How old are you? Uh, Donnie, I am Don Johnny, New York City. The Teflon John. No, I'm just kidding. The Teflon Don. I'm just kidding. How old do I look, Don? How old do I look? Yeah, it's gonna be fine, Kate. Thanks, Henry. God bless you and grant you the desires of your heart for 2025. A blessed new year. Thanks, Granny. Granny is my biggest like supporter. She loves me so much. I love my granny. What would you do? What would this world do without grannies? Sounds love the honesty and authenticity in your Bible studies. Well, what am I gonna do? Lie? I'm an awful liar. I just want to put that out there. Like I suck at lying. My dad made sure of that. when I was a kid that I would benefit from telling the truth and get disciplined for lying. And that is a good thing because now I hate lying and I hate, you said 23, haha, cute humor. 23, 20 to 23. There's no better love than Grammy love. Yeah, you're right. I'm actually 27 years of age. A lot of people think I'm like 19 or 20 though. And I don't know why. It's the genetics, must be that native and black blood. Sorry, guys, I actually love my cheekbones. It's actually one of the most favorite things on my face. My cheekbones and my smile. And my eyes. I don't know. I just think I look like a soft person. Sometimes I guess I can look kind of cold, but for the most part, I think I'm pretty soft in the face. Um, Someone else said, why you can't respect. Wait. Where did all of these comments come from? I love the skin color. Thank you. I'm literally yellow, and I grew it myself in the womb. You look like Kaprina Kapoor. Who's Kaprina Kapoor? And what's all this in Arabic? I don't read Arabic. Like, what? Okay, I need to Google this. Everyone is telling me I look like people who I clearly don't. People are blind. Kaprina Kapoor sounds Italian. I do not look like this lady. Like Kapoor. Sounds more like Indian. Yeah, no, guys, I'm native, not Indian, but a lot of people think that. I don't know why. Mixed people look like anything, honestly. The best of. Good to see you. Thank you. You did tons for peeps at large. And for me, glad to hear the good news. You're exceptional. You're strong. You will be an awesome mom and wife. Happy New Year, Kaysha. Wish you an awesome year. Praying for you and your family every day. They need new eyes. You way more beautiful. Also, skin color, whatever. Thank you. The best of. Donnie Queens. I thought you were Dominican at first. Literally everybody thinks I'm Puerto Rican. I've been told that I look Middle Eastern. I've been told, by the way, tell that person you look like my future wife. You're so fun, Dawn. You're so funny, Dawn. Um, I've been told like I look Asian, Middle Eastern, any of the, you know, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever else. Um, I'm Johnny QNZ on YouTube as well. Johnny QNZ on YouTube. Okay, I don't see you on YouTube. And there's all these questions. But yeah, everyone, like, I've been accused of being literally every country in the world. Like, I'm really surprised. Like, people from the native country, like, native people from those countries who were born in those countries will come up to me and start speaking to me in their language. And I'm like, I actually have no idea what you're saying. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But I am not from whatever country you're speaking to me in the language of right now. People here are speaking to me in Arabic on Kick. I'm sorry. I have no idea what you're saying. Um, who who spammed all these people to my chat? You love Barry? Who's Barry? Who's Barry? Um, are you guys just having a conversation with yourself? Like, why is there not a translate button? Now, I do wish that I actually spoke Arabic because it sounds beautiful, actually, and I like it. That being said, I'll always be a Christian. It doesn't matter. You're absolutely beautiful. Stay blessed. Hope you have a wonderful evening and happy new year. Hope you have a happy new year as well, Wavy Juan. Much love to you, my friend. Um, I am a shaman, Muslim, Christian, doesn't matter. Keep calm, be happy with your loved ones. Why can't you respect her? That's really kind, thank you. I agree. I don't care like what religion or where you're from. Like, just give respect to people. That's the one thing I think I can't handle is like disrespect. He said, "Yeah, I'm not surprised. I saw you had a Rumble, so I came over here. I like Rumble better." Thank you, Don. You understood the assignment. That's what's up. Rumble is better. Like Rumble is actually better. If you guys have questions, you can definitely ask. I do like questions. And if you like super chats, send some super chats. I got one for the first time like a little while ago and I felt super happy. I want to say that the world is still a good place. Is English your only language? English is my first language, obviously, because I was born in Canada. But I speak a couple other languages. And by the way, so the world is a good place because um, so yesterday I went looking for some change um, because I needed to wash my clothes. And I was going to use my card here at the hotel because usually all of a sudden at all the hotels the washing machines have cards and not cash or change, right? I'm in Oklahoma, Dawn. Um, and so I brought down my card and I put all my stuff in the laundry. And then I was like, oh my goodness, it actually takes change. So I'm going to have to go somewhere and pull some cash or get cash back or something. So this is like late at night. It's like after 10 o'clock. And I go start walking down the street and looking for a gas station. And I finally pull up to one. And guess what? It's closed. But the gas station still lets people buy through like the side window, even though like the gas station itself is closed. And I was like, "Do you have any change? Like I can pay my card and I can get some cash back." And he's like, "No, we can't do that because everything's closed down for the night or whatever. But what are you trying to get? I can just get it for you on card or whatever." And I was like, "No, no, I am trying to wash my clothes at the hotel and I need change." And he was like, hold on 1 second. And he comes around. I thought he was going to let me in. And then he went to his truck and pulled out a bunch of this change from his side door and gave me the full amount I needed to wash my clothes. And he was like, take that as a Christmas gift. And I was like, wow, thank you. That's so nice. And he was an older guy. I feel like older men are just nice. I don't know. Like, older men are just nice people. A person that I made friends with that's really nice, he's older and he's literally just a nice person. Like, I don't know what it is about older people, but like, older people are just. I'm not saying that they can't be evil, but like older people in general seem to be more grounded, more relaxed. They've lived more life, they have more experience. They're more compassionate, like and understanding, and they're just nice or kind. Kind. They're kind. So then I came back. He said, yes, the world is still beautiful. Yeah, it is. And so I was like on the phone with my granny. And I was like, Granny, the guy just gave me all the change for me to do my laundry. He's actually really cool. And she was like, oh, praise God. So then I went back and I just washed my clothes. And I was like, ah, yes, the world is like still beautiful. It's just run by the worst people. You're right, Dawn. He said, you can call me Johnny. Don means like boss man in Spanish. Oh, but you don't like boss man. I like boss man. Hey, boss man, what's up? Hey, Don. Hey, Donnie. Just kidding. I'll call you Johnny. Okay, Johnny. Johnny from New York. How's New York, by the way? Pretty gross, I reckon. Um, you said better at putting on a mask of being good and manipulating the young. You're falling for a trap. Who's the trap? There's still good people in this world. The whole world isn't evil. That's impossible. There's a whole lot of evil in this world, but not every single person is evil. That's just not rational. It's just not rational at all. um, let me see. Guys, wait. It's definitely New Year's tonight, and I'm chilling here by myself, which is not a bad thing, but I kind of wish like I was hanging out with people just for like, you know, the sake of doing something. I'm kind of like bored, but not like bored enough to go do something wild. Just like I wish that I was doing something, around a bunch of people. Okay, guys, so for some reason I can't get my screen to share. How's Oklahoma? I actually love Oklahoma. The weather here. Come to Queens. You'll never be bored. Spend a new year alone. Or spend a new year alone. I got you. Dawn, I don't even know what you look like. Ugh. I don't even know if you love Jesus. I'm a Christian. Every time, like, someone in person, like, asks me out, I almost think to myself, like, it's so useless because unless they're, like, a savage Christian, I'm just not interested. Like, I really want to be married to an absolute ruthless savage of a man that's just not afraid of anything. You said, of course, I love Jesus, born Catholic, but I'm a Christian. But you know what? There's a lot of really savage Catholics I've met the last couple of years that are in this like freedom world, freedom fighter world, and they are ruthless. Like some of them, big respect, big respect. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. But yeah, I would like to be married to a complete savage because I couldn't, I don't know what I would do if I came home and I heard a man say, I'm too afraid to do this. I've never heard my father utter the words, I'm afraid. uh, and it's not like fear doesn't exist, but I've literally never heard my um, father say, I'm afraid to do this. It was always like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I'm like, but what about this? This doesn't matter. This is what needs to be done. Okay. I was just like, okay, I guess let's do it. So it's like, if I'm not afraid to approach anything, I can't marry a guy who's going to be afraid. He'll just kill me and the children by proxy. I said, yes, ma'am, but I don't deny Christian women the real love I know a woman deserves. Oh, that's very kind. What am I looking at? Who just texted me? Or who texted me? Who is that? Request for what? You can def see me on IG, Johnny D QNNZ. Does that mean Queens? Not me giving your IG a shout out all my life. Sorry, guys, I'm coughing like in your ear. You know what I saw someone say the other day? Is that the internet was never meant to be Okay, Johnny, you've got it going on in the face. I've never been to OK. Well, check it out. It's kind of nice. I saw someone say that we were never meant to. You said action over words. That's what's up. That's what my dad says. I checked your page, low key, but you're on private. Um, my dad said the same thing, actions over words. But the other day, I saw someone say we were never meant to see so many bad bitchs on the timeline like this. And someone's like, because someone was like, I don't even be attracted to this type of body or look anymore. And it was like some girl just like thirst trapping. And I, I kind of agree. I feel like we were never meant to see that many like options or something. I don't know. It becomes kind of like, but to me, it seems like all of these guys, they're kind of just like, I don't know. It's just not interesting. I don't know how to say it. It just doesn't even matter right now. You said all that there's no good people. It's all a trap. The only good person in the world that can really understand evil. These people are all evil. I don't know what you're saying, sir, but it doesn't make sense. It's completely irrational. I'm a woman and I find that completely irrational. But shout out to everybody with positivity that's been giving a whole bunch of positivity. Let me see if I can find something on the timeline, even though I'm having a hard time sharing it. Let me see if I can find something I can just like talk about. Um, let me see if I can share it. I don't know why this is doing this. Why does it not allow that? Technical difficulties, as always. If it's not one thing, it's another. Major turnoff. Yeah. Honestly, wait a second. Maybe I can. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? Down, 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 down. Do you guys remember that movie? Let me see if I can enter here and do it from here. Allow. Allow. Okay, this one. It worked. It worked. So now, now I gotta go back and forth. Like, okay. So now I'm gonna see. Would you be interested in making a chat appointment on social platform of your choice Very curious. I would like to know how a screen to screen conversation would go. I have a feeling it's supposed to happen. I don't know. Shoot me a message on IG or Twitter or X or something. Uh, um. Okay, screen share. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do? Okay. I really hope I don't get in trouble for whatever comes up on this stupid timeline. Last time I got in trouble on Twitch because of something that was on the timeline on X. Wow, what a terrible year. People say living at the absolute peak of human civilization. Because this is not peak human civilization. Everything sucks. Kekius Maximus, Elon's new Twitter handle for some reason. What are you doing for New Year's Eve? Real sleeping, because what else? The dark side of pretty privilege. This is actually such a crazy and wild thing to say, but like, I get it. If you see me hosting a dinner party with my billionaire husband and I'm the only black person there, please mind your own business. I'm exactly where I want to be. She looks good for real. They look good. I don't know what all the discourse is about this because like they both look good. I love this blue velvetish kind of dress and I love the whole dinner thing. I mean, I don't really care if everyone at the table is white. I think the husband and wife look astonishing. I love the whole outfits. I'm an outfit kind of person, to be fair. This is insane. That is insane. Know how I don't know how true that is. By far the greatest thing to happen to me in 22 was finding God. Amen. In church for the first time read about wanting to pray. Nice. Nice. So here's what I'll say about this. Men have to be careful about that stuff. So you got it, great. Men have to be careful about what they say about stuff like this because and I'll just big screen it. So I came across this woman on my show the other day with my dad, the Karis Project, and she had talked about the trauma that she received as someone who was in OF or whatever, and she had slept with countless men, and she's like pretty much said she doesn't know how many men have been inside her, and she said when people like she can't really feel anything when people touch her and stuff like that, and I'm paraphrasing her, but the trauma that she felt that she experienced as someone who chose to go into OnlyFans and the trauma of someone like me who was a survivor of trafficking, I felt the same consequences as her as someone who actually chose that lifestyle. I don't connect with people, and when people touch me I don't feel anything. Like it really there's no payoff to it at all. And she said she was seeking for intimate connection and love, and she wanted to make love to people, and I think that's something that is the same for someone in my situation where I would have with where I was coming from, that I seek deep, intimate connection with people because I know that that's the only time I'll actually feel something ever again, probably. Um, and I just haven't experienced it yet in my life. So when men are looking at something like that, it's circumstantial because that look could be from trauma, that look could be from her own direct decision. You're not going to know unless you actually interact with the woman maybe and talk to her. I don't know. Like there will probably be signs of like differentiation, but um I just know that like I realized that the overall consequences of a woman who chooses to be a hoe and the woman who's traumatized by assault is the same, because the women see the outcome as the same, and they're emotional, and their emotions turning inwards against themselves is the same, because that's how they respond to those type of conflicts or those type of situations in general. So it's a double-sided coin. It's also why a lot of people who are abused go around sleeping around with people, because they want to find that loving, gentle, human interaction that they haven't otherwise received, and they go around looking for it, and then they just self-traumatize, which is why and my dad told me that at a very young age, like, that's what happens to people who do that, and don't ever use that as a solution. That's why I never went into a lot of the things that young girls do now. It's a lot of things I had to reason through as a young kid. When you've been assaulted at a young age. So, anyways, because I don't know, I don't think I have that look in my eye, but I do have a very blank look on my face a lot of the times that I'm just minding my own business. But I think it's my personality. Stop it now. The little hats is actually killing me. ZV Bear is so funny. Found my other half. I love this girl. This is her lumberjack of a man, and I love that. I love that. I love the whole, like, when people were attacking them for it, but, like, I love it. Who cares? How long is this? Okay, I might be called stupid after this, but WTF does AM and PM stand for? Stop it now. There's no way. There's no way that's a real question, bro. There's no way that's a real. Can't even speak real English now. There's no way that's a real question.
I was outed, and then I was sent to conversion therapy. That was
conversion. I was going to ask you about that.
Yes. So
what is conversion therapy?
It depends. I was outed by my best friend on accident. She put Amir, my gay best friend. All hell broke loose. All the family saw. It was a whole ordeal. My mom saw something like 3 paragraphs. You're not gay. We're not doing this. Yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. She would cook dinner and then go to her room, and I'll grab a plate and go to my room. We weren't
your mom was treating you like that?
Yeah. Oh, and then after that, it was 2 weeks with the pastor. And after 2 weeks with the pastor, it was 2 weeks with the youth leader, who I swear was gay. And then I spent 2 weeks at my grandpa's farm to do like straight manly things. But he's actually like a black Republican. He's owns like 20 acres and we're just doing like farm shit. Like,
that was your conversion therapy?
Yes.
On the farm?
And nothing happened. I'm like, I'm still gay.
You probably said it just like that. I'm still gay.
Yeah, I'm still gay. I was outed.
Honestly, that guy's funny.
I was going to ask you about that.
Honestly, here's the thing. I don't understand people's parents treating them that way, because when it came down to me, like when I was going through the trans ideology stuff, I tell you guys all the time, like my dad was like, look, Kaysha, that's demonic. That's not real. We're going to the gym. We're having Bible study. But he never was like, I'm eating alone. You disgust me as a human being. Like, that kind of behavior to your own kid is crazy to me. Like, I can't even fathom something like that, hating your own kid that much, because they're not going to realize where it's coming from inside of them unless they actually get love and affection and solutions. So I got over it, got over it. Even the last couple of years, what people were doing to me should have made me go right back down that route, because when women are traumatized in that way, they use that as like a shield to like hide and cope. And I didn't do it. I could see that people were trying to make me that way, but I intentionally neglected my emotions for the greater good long term, also understanding that I do want to have a family one day. So this is just, this is a part of the plot. But if you're intending to get your child the help and support they need to see that you genuinely love them. Like, my dad didn't even treat me like a different person. So much so that I'm shocked when I see this stuff online, because my dad literally loved me the same. It was like nothing ever happened. And I'd cut all my hair off. I was wearing like boyish clothes. It wasn't directly boy clothes, but they were the unisex female clothes which looked the same as boy clothes, just, yeah. Because all the girl clothes were super like whorish and revealing, and I couldn't stand that. You said people hate interracial couples online so much. I know. If you hate interracial dating so much, just don't do it. Just don't do it. I don't care what anyone says. Like, just don't do it. You don't have to go around hunting people down who decide to be interracial dating. Like, it's just ridiculous. I love these guys. I love her dress. She looks amazing. She looks absolutely amazing. And especially like at their age, they look great. Wait, Lil Uzi speaks out against the injustice of BBLs. Says guys are hating only because they can't pull those type of women. What?
Actually, and like I guess the boy underrated, and the reason why I say underrated because BBLs actually like get a lot of hate. Only people that be hating on BBLs, like especially in like I guess the boy community, is the ones that don't got no BBL girls. So like BBLs is lit. I mean, they cool. Like if a woman want to make themselves look better in their eyes, then I'm with it. So BBLs lit.
What a pansy. What an absolute pansy. What kind of man is going to say, oh, if she can make herself look better in her eyes by going under the knife and getting a BBL, then I'm with it. If BBLs is lit. Bro, get out of here. Wait, I don't even think you guys saw that. I don't think you saw it or heard it because I forgot to put presentation.
Underrated. And the reason why I say underrated because BBLs actually like get a lot of hate. Only people that be hating on BBLs, like especially in like I guess the boy community, is the ones that don't got no BBL girls. So like BBLs is lit. I mean, they cool. Like if a woman want to make themselves look better in their eyes, then I'm with it. So BBLs lit.
I never really looked at this man's face before, but for some reason, to me, he looks like... You stop sharing your screen? No, it's right here. You don't see it? I'm so sorry. I'm literally sharing my screen right now. I never looked at this guy's face, but for some reason, he looks like... I don't know if it's his like aura, but he's giving like white guy with just black skin. I don't know. Not that like his behavior, but like, I don't know, his face gives me that vibe. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's the biggest pansy thing for someone to be like, oh, well, I have this girl, and if she wants to look better in her eyes, who is she? Like, why would you ever want your... It's just, in my mind, that's just gay. Okay. I'm crying.
I just wanna love you forevermore.
Ew. Said what a year it's been. Thank God for Ozempic. Girl, try eating like just once a day and protein and some veggies and you'll be good. Been looking in your heart to find if there is only me or not. I looked in your heart and I found that there wasn't only me. So that's actually why my heart is so broken right now. But that's why I'm saying I hate you on the timeline. But anyways, yeah, it's so hypocritical. Yeah, it is hypocritical when people hate like interracial couples and they're the ones that are... I don't know. It's just all weird to me. I was raised Christian, lost faith around late teens, early 20s. I'm 41, just recently found spirituality again. Saw your title, thought I'd say hello. Thank you, Ilunian. Nice to see you, man. I appreciate it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to like keep up with the chats at the same time. I'll do a few more of these and then I'll close it down because I've been on here for almost 3 hours. Okay, let me see what else is on the timeline. Let's find a few more things. The sober life. Oh, good for you. I think that's really awesome when people are sober. I've never been an addict, but like I think it's really awesome when people get sober and they with their family. This is a whole ass hotel room for a flight. I'd be as quiet as possible, but it'd have to happen. That is so wild. It's like an awesome room. What is this? Is this a part of it? Is this all a part of it? They have a bathroom too? What kind of flight is this? That's crazy. Perfect New Year's cake doesn't exist. You know what? I kind of wonder what that smells like. That's what's up. Trump 2024. Trump 2025 now. Yeah. I wonder what that, like how that smelled when it burned. Any N-word who ever put you in a position for other girls to laugh at you ain't SHIT, and you don't need your horoscope to tell you that. I agree. You should never, like, as a man, as a woman, I would never put a man in a position for another man to throw anything in his face. So if he ever did that to me with other women, like automatically I'm just not going to have anything to do with you. You have no loyalty. I can't trust you. And you're going to put us at such risk by allowing another woman to think that she has that power in our relationship. Because the disrespect is that high, that woman try to play me like that, I just have to leave. I have to leave. Because then at that point, she's going to be like, okay, I'll always have the upper hand. This is mine. And I'm going to stomp on you. And women are not the way where they're just going to go and knock each other out. That's not really how they deal with things. It's going to be a sick and twisted mental and emotional back and forth, in which case I personally would rather just walk away, because if I don't walk away, if I see you in my face, I'm just going to knock you out. Because I'm not going to take something like that over, especially in my house. Like, but I know it's not worth it because that's what they want. So then I just walk away. I never give people what they want. I give them what they need. And that's consequences. Lock curls for the girls. I don't know. I wish women would go back to natural hair. Like, she's really pretty. I just wish more women would go back to natural hair. And I read something the other day saying that like they put a lot of chemicals in the braids when you braid your hair. Men are trash. Women are equal to men. I like this. Men are trash and women are equal to men is insane. Damn, this is the 6th time I'm sick this week. What an idiot. Men are so funny. When men who are genuine are actually simple, I think. Like, men who actually like women and who are actually respectful and lovers, like true lovers, they're real simple, they're really sweet, they're really kind, and that's it. And just because they can. Like, some men are such demons for no reason, just because they can, and it's just like, Jesus wept. Happy New Year 2025, Dubai. I don't know why Dubai is everywhere. That's funny. In Spain, we eat 12 grapes at midnight. Do you do it too? 12 grapes at midnight? I would. Oh, at midnight in New Year's. Okay, sure. Because, I mean, my pancreas could never. Bon appetit. Oh, chicken wings. Like crazy.
Yes.
I take a box of chicken wings and dip. And a charcuterie board. Getting a gift shouldn't mean broken glass in the backseat of my car. God, please help me control my Irish temper. What? Guys, this is my friend Allie. She's so funny. She writes articles. She's a really good writer. And she's so funny. I got that Irish blood in me too, Allie. And I need to control my temper. Me knowing nothing changes at midnight. Bro. What is this? That looks disgusting. It's supposed to be cash flow. Whatever. My politics or whatever makes it so I'm never forced to smell weed again. I absolutely hate the smell of weed. Yeah, bro. I don't like it either. In grade school, we used to always make fun of Indians and Asians. Nobody would make fun of us, though, because that's obviously racist. What? Netflix should have a category called easy to follow while looking at my phone the whole time. Yeah, it's called not actually interested in anything that's on the screen.
On the day of my wedding, and I still married him. Here's the story time.
I wonder what's funny on TikTok today.
We listen and we don't judge. I found out my boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend on the day of my wedding, and I still married him. Here's the story time.
I'm the ex-husband of the woman who's going online, going viral, saying that I cheated on her. Do I look like I cheated? I'm faithful, committed. When I'm with someone, I'm with.
Oh, recently, story time has gone viral. And let me just say, yes, I am the best friend. But me and that bitch was never really friends.
Have y'all seen the story time about the lady that got cheated on her wedding day, and now the husband coming out making videos like he innocent? Please, I told y'all to check that phone. She should have checked that phone the day he proposed, the same night.
Get ready with me while I share my thoughts on why decentering men is so important, so you don't end up marrying nobody that cheated on you at your wedding.
Today, Lucky was craving my special holiday tea that I make from scratch, and I thought I'd share some tea about why my wedding was family only. To ensure
the best wig on the TikTok shop, if you buy it, nobody could ever take your man at your wedding. They gonna all be saying that.
I was the flower girl at the wedding, and my auntie, she wasn't happy.
Not the ASMR.
That's enough TikTok for today. What's on TV?
Hey, Elmo. Any word of advice to our viewers? Elmo thinks you should always be kind and never take your best friend's man, especially at her wedding.
The Elmo and Rocco stories on TikTok are so funny. Sorry, guys. It's so funny to me. Elmo has serious beef with Rocco, but he won't get rid of him for some reason.
You've been playing with water. Yesterday I had pictures that somebody sent me of you playing in that water. Where's your mom and dad? This is ridiculous. Stop spraying the water. I said stop. Give me the hose. Give me the hose. Stop spraying the water. Give me the hose now.
You can't tell me what
Give
to
me
do.
the hose. You're not supposed to be playing with the water.
Good for him, man. Don't tell me what to do on my property, in my house, and then try to grab my property. Spray him. Spray him again. If that was me and I seen that, there wouldn't be any talking. I'd probably go over and just hit the guy in the face. Thank God I'm not a man. What? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Do you eat pizza crust? Why would you not eat pizza crust? Pizza crust is like the best part of the pizza. Pizza crust washes down the grease of literally everything else, and you can dip pizza crust in the ranch. It's the best part. Apparently stuffed crust, people prefer that, but crust is crust. I like anything that's crunchy, but I don't. Thinking about eating that makes me want to, just makes me feel like I'm gonna pass out. Me trying to sleep, 2 cats having this epic fight outside. Wait, what's the background music? I actually wish I had a cat right now. A cat or a dog, like a Doberman Pinscher or a wolf dog. Wait, I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted for that. New video shows the man shoves a man into subway train. What? Whoa! That guy needs to be in prison. Straight up and down, that guy needs to be in prison. Good for you, man. Grow up. Get a girlfriend. Good morning. Here's to more wins and a happy new year. Good for you, Kai. Kai Trump. I think it's Don Jr.'s daughter, and it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to Don Jr. I met him in Vegas last year at Clay Clark's Reawaken tour, and then again at Amphist in Phoenix, Arizona. He's a cool guy. He's very pleasant. God bless them and their family. Oh my goodness. They beat this little boy. People are sick, man. This world is a disgusting place. Koreans generally do not have body odor, no exaggerating. It's difficult to find deodorant in the city. I can work all day in the hot sun without showering, jump into bed with 0 scent. That's kind of nasty. So technically, that would make us the opposite of Indians. What?
Right. When I say people smell, for me, it is factually true. Because 95% of Koreans they have a gene modification where they do not exert body odor. I don't smell. I don't wear deodorant. And when people say, oh, Matt, I can't believe you don't want deodorant. Like, I can't believe you smell so much that you have to put chemicals on your body because you stink. I'm not the stinky one. You're the stinky one. Just want to put it out there. If it's like, oh, Matt, you can't say they smell. Like, no, empirically, it is true because I don't smell. Therefore, when other people smell, I notice.
I'm glad that you say that. What Matt is saying is absolutely true. I have not ever worn deodorant. My wife has not ever worn deodorant. Do you smell, Will?
Nope. See? when I say people
Just
smell,
a crew of Koreans. Do you guys smell?
for me,
No.
it is factually true.
I love this thing in the background, the Matrix thing in the background. I actually was friends with a bunch of Koreans back home, and that's funny because I don't remember them ever smelling bad. And they taught me a bunch of Korean. 안녕하세요. 잘 지내. 나는 Kaysha. But I love Korean. I love everything about Korea. I love like the Korean people. They're so beautiful. I love the food in Korea. I love the music. I love the language. Everything about Korea is like so beautiful. I mean, obviously they have their problems, but like Koreans as a whole, beautiful human beings. This is game changer, alien level technology. What? What is this? What are we living in, Star Trek? Girl to girl, take God more seriously in 2025. Yeah, honestly.
But this picture of Sofia Vergara, seemingly normal, right? I think she's on America's Got Talent as a judge or whatever she does. On March 16th, I screenshot this from my phone. You can look at it on her Instagram. But what is that? That's not motion blur. I'm an editor. That's not motion blur. She looks a little weird, but whatever. We can look it over. But wait, it gets weirder. What is wrong with them? All these people right here. What is happening? Her. Why doesn't she have an eye? And if this is AI, why? Why would it be? This is a weird one, so bear with me. But this picture of Sofia Vergara, seemingly normal, right? I think she's on America's Got Talent as a judge or whatever she does.
What a cutie. Yeah, cats are ruthless, but I love them. They're so adorable. I just feel like if I'm going to have a cat, if I want to have a cat or a dog, I should just have a baby. Because I would rather just have a kid than an animal. But what a cutie. Oh, this is cute too. I want to find one more serious post and then dip. Oh my goodness, the cat's like, no. This woman is super beautiful. This is usually the first person who freaks out and gets herself and others killed in combat. Get back in the kitchen and leave the fighting and leadership to the men. Honestly, yeah.
Women typically have a higher level of intuition. The general difference in skill set has proven to be a strategic advantage, which is why women's health is... Most people don't know this, but military women are a strategic advantage for war. I'm Lauren. I'm a military PA. I just attended a women's health conference, and we learned about the importance of addressing women's health issues to improve retention. We discussed how women think differently. We have different problem-solving skills. Women typically have a higher level of intuition. The general difference in skill set has proven to be a strategic advantage, which is why women's health is important for readiness and retention, and something I've grown to love. Most people don't know this, but military women are a strategic advantage for war. I'm Lauren.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not. You're not going to find me doing any strategic anything for war. Keep me out of it. Like, honestly, I think to myself, great, now I need someone to hire me to be their wife. Like, please hire me to be a wife because I have had enough.
Gloria, my sunglasses?
Is she moving in slow motion or is my brain doing?
Listen, they put on the littlest bit of sunscreen in the morning. They think it's got them covered. Are you watching Gloria, my sunglasses?
Is she moving in slow motion or is my brain doing?
Yeah, honestly, there's no point in women being in the military like that. Get married, have children, make your life easy. Not easy, like do the hard things that you're supposed to as a woman. Like, that simple. That simple. I don't know why you guys want difficult lives. Like, why do you wake up and choose hardship? You make life difficult for literally everyone else. And women who are like that, I wish I could sometimes punch them in the face, because they're the ones pushing the envelope for us in like the complete opposite direction. Like, can you like push the needle in the right direction and like actually help somebody by just being an actual woman? It's so much easier for women to run from the responsibility of being women, and that makes me so annoyed, because then it's like you're putting us to compete with men, and most of us don't want to do that. Anyways, I've been on here for almost 3 hours. It's 7:45, and I do want to go get a walk in. I did 30 push-ups today and yesterday and the day before. It felt better yesterday, and the first day it was rough, but yesterday it felt good. Today it felt tedious. And by the way, it's almost end of day, and I'm not even hungry. Like, I'm not hungry at all. I don't have a headache. I don't feel like my mind is like all over the place. Sugar is really bad. Like, I know that, but like, sugar is pretty bad. I've also been taking vitamins. My friend brought me vitamins, and I've been taking that. There are these InfoWar ones that are actually pretty good as well. I don't know if you guys see that, but these vitamin K2 and D3, those are pretty good. Zinc and magnesium, those are pretty good. And a bunch of other ones like cod liver oil and other things that helped me when me and Allie got sick. He brought them, and we've been taking those vitamins in Pedialyte, and it's actually been helping. If you're sick, make sure you take vitamins. You said the protein diet, is it going good? Yeah. So I have really bad insulin resistance, and I've had that for a while now. And so eating like anything with any sugar whatsoever just blasts my pancreas, and like I just always feel really sick when I eat, and I'm really tired, and I get really bad headaches. And so so I started just eating like protein, and I would get so inflamed and like swollen, and I would get like really swollen face. And you know what's crazy? Now that I'm saying this right now, I haven't had a swollen face, eyes, or like legs since I started only eating the protein, which makes me think that I'm actually like, because I have gluten intolerance, but I'm not celiac. It's making me think that I'm actually like a lot more intolerant than I think I am, because I would wake up feeling like I was punched in the face, and it would look like super swollen, like chipmunk face every morning. But since eating the protein, I can focus more. I don't feel like I've been punched in the face every morning. I'm not inflamed all over my body. I don't have any rashes anywhere. And I don't feel like I'm going to throw up every 5 seconds whenever I eat. And I'm not constantly napping. So the two contributing main factors, I think, aside from the food itself being processed, now I'm trying to eat just literally steak and eggs and like carrots and asparagus, like just veggies. The two main things I think were causing the majority of the problem was the gluten and like high amounts of carbs and sugar. Those two things were like poisoning the hell out of me. And now I feel a lot better. My skin is like pretty good, but I mean, my skin is like always pretty good. My face is like slimming down, you can see like the angles and the chisel of everything coming back. Chisel or whatever. I don't know what the word is. Because like the swelling of everything is going down. And I've lost a lot of water retention just in the couple days of doing this, which I thought I said a little while ago. I was like, most of this I'm sure is water retention, like the weight gain that I got recently, because it was quick and it was like out of the blue. Like I didn't really change my diet, but I packed like extra pounds like out of nowhere. And when I say I didn't change my diet, it's like the amount I was eating and the things I was eating didn't really change. So I was like, is it just stress, like cortisol or whatever? But I was like, it has to be water retention, also because of the swelling and of everything. And it's only been like maybe a week eating like this, and I have already, the pants that I couldn't fit, I can now fit again. And usually if you can't fit a pant size, they say it's like 10 pounds between a pant size or something. So that was like, that's probably a lot of water retention. And there's still more, because I'm still like every day getting smaller, and I'm sure it's just water. Like maybe some fat is going away, but I'm sure it's mostly just water. And all I put on the meat is salt and pepper. Sometimes just salt. I really don't care much, but it keeps me really full. My brain, I can function the whole day and I don't take a nap. Like that's what's most important to me. I want to be efficient. And the biggest thing that I was really frustrated with, I guess this is going to be 3 hours after all. The biggest thing that I was really frustrated with as of late was my efficiency, because there's a lot that I want to get done. And I was like, I just always feel so weak and sick. And part of it was because of the stress of my circumstances. And part of it was the foods like compounding on top of all of that. And so I was thinking to myself, I have to start eating for efficiency and just become mechanical about what I put in my body, and kind of just function like a well-oiled machine and take the pleasure out of it for the most part. And I function better that way, because if I can remove my emotion from something, then I can get more done. You said, sounds like your body is telling you something. Yeah, I've always known that I was insulin resistant and gluten intolerant. That happened a little while ago. Not always. I didn't have it my whole life. It's actually like very recent in my adulthood. But I didn't like, it was never this bad, you know? Like it just seemed to get like excessively worse. Like, but that's kind of how things work with those things. If you keep indulging in it, it can either get worse, but if you stop entirely, I was worried that if I stopped entirely eating those things, that I would become full-fledged elite allergic. And that's that is a risk too that I didn't really want to take. So well, it's what dietitians and stuff would tell you. But I grew up eating predominantly vegan, and I was fine, and I really enjoyed that. And my dad became vegan like 10 years ago. I never really liked meat growing up. My dad would always try to get me to eat it, and it would always make my stomach feel weird. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. But, and my dad, he started being vegan like 10 years ago, and he can deadlift 500 pounds easy. He's a very strong guy. He eats like really good food. He doesn't eat processed bugs nonsense. He tries to eat organic and like homemade. My granny will make, you know, the stuff because they live together. But he's fine, and I was fine. I was like really, really fit in like really good shape and had a lot of energy. But recently, in the last couple of years, I don't know if it's the stress of the situation I've been under, or like the poison in the air or the water or whatever all of us have been exposed to. I cannot, yeah, my dad is a beast. You're right. So my dad's a beast. He is. But as of late, I can't really handle at all like most vegan things. I can't handle. I used to be able to handle nuts. I can't even. I drank cashew milk and cashew yogurt or something, and I passed out. I'll eat fruit. If I eat one grape, I'll pass out. Like the glycemic index is just way too high. If I eat like nuts, I just feel way too tired. It's too much. It's too much. And then I feel too heavy. I feel like I'm going to vomit. If I eat beans, and I used to do quite well on beans as a protein and, other things, it's just weird. It's just weird. And I could eat quite a bit of food too. Like I could, eat quite a bit of food and be fine. Now I can't handle it. I don't know. So I think it's just what we're all exposed to, because it doesn't make sense that a human being isn't able to process natural foods, which you do need the natural vitamins from, like nuts and seeds and fruits, and grains are good for you if you get them, from good places and homemade or whatever else. But my body just can't handle it. So I just got to pick my poison. And there's a certain discomfort I get in my stomach from eating meat, just because I've never really liked it. But I'd rather that than deal with the whole boatload of other problems I was having: the tiredness, the brain fog, the nausea, the inflammation, the puffy face. Like, insane. Completely changes like the structure of your face and everything. Changes your health completely. Yeah, so I think this is going to be kind of helpful for me for now, at least until I get really settled down and sorry guys, until I get really settled down, I can figure out like what, maybe it's just the fact that my body needs to calm down because it's in fight or flight. But I think for the most part, even like once I'm really settled, I'm probably going to stay with eating proteins, fats, very low carb. Like, and if I eat carbs, they're probably going to be vegetable carbs, not gluten, but like low glycemic index, vegetable carbs, very simple foods. Because the more complex the food, the worse I feel. Even spices. I try to avoid anything that has too many spices in it now, because unless it's spicy, like a spicy soup, I'll have like a spicy soup. But I'll try to avoid anything that has like too many spices in it in general, because it'll make my stomach feel like super sick. And I don't know if that's just because it's a processed thing. I think if the spice is like fresh herbs, that might be a little bit different. But even still, I don't want to consume more than 3 or 4 different foods or food groups in my stomach for risk of toxicity. Can happen if you eat the wrong foods together or too many. Then you create a toxic environment in your stomach and you don't even really get the nutritional value from anything. Or if they're too opposing, like certain citruses and bases, you don't want to mix together, or like dairy, citruses and dairy and stuff. So anyways, I would advise, if you have insulin resistance, to try eating predominantly proteins and fats and lowering the carb intake and cutting out sugar completely. Like, I won't even eat honey, because honey will also make me feel like I'm passing out. Any form of sugar, your body processes sugar the same, regardless if it's bread, rice, honey, candy from the store, it's the same. And sometimes it's worse with the natural sugars, because they have sometimes can have a quicker release than artificial sugars. Funny enough. But everyone has to try what's good for them. I can only share with you guys like what's working for me, and I'm going to share my progress as I go along. I'll probably share the weight loss as well. I just want to get fit back to my regular normal size. I don't really care too much about like, I'm not out here like pumping iron, like trying to do certain things. I'm doing it more for my efficiency and my brain because I'm on a mission and I want to get things done. It's less about my body and more about my mind, or less about the aesthetic and more about my mind and my body internally. So for that reason, now I have purpose in doing it. And that was one thing I think I was thinking about before. Like, once I get down a pretty good diet that works for me, that I don't really have to think about, that I can just go like automation, then I will be like on another level of a new level of operation, kind of like I'll be able to just go. So our body's a temple. Yes, it is, Fit Julian. You're right. And I imagine you're probably pretty fit because your name is Fit Julian. So that's awesome. I'm getting messages and stuff. Anyways, it's going to be the new year. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. And sorry. I hope you guys have a really wonderful new year. Please follow on Rumble if you're watching on any other platform. Go to Talk with Kaysha and follow me on there. I do have a Substack called The Chronicles of My Heart, where I share myself a little bit more personally, and you guys can know me a little bit more intimately there. And I will be posting on there again. I stopped for a while because there was the event and there was other things, and I just wanted to get my mind right. But yeah, now everything is going to be, well, now not, I'm feeling better now. Like, well, not, it doesn't really matter feeling better, if you know what I mean. I understand that there's a lot that I don't understand, and it's pointless being angry when I don't have the full information about all the various different subjects, and I'm not going to. It's just not possible unless I actually interacted with certain people, and that's probably not going to happen. And even if it does, it really doesn't matter, because my mission is the same regardless, from beginning to end, and I have to keep up with that, right? So, oh wait, was this sharing the whole time? Yeah, so that's why I think it's really important for women to be led by good men around them, because regardless of how they feel, their mission is the same, and the men around them would have calculated for all of those things, and they will, tell them to do what's necessary and what's right to help them along the way for the overall final goal. And yeah, I'm going to keep on the same path regardless. I'm not going to give up on what I'm already doing. Nobody should. I'm a little bit hurt by it, but sorry, guys. There are things that you're going to be hurt about, but that's just life. You have to get over it, or else you're going to be angry, you're going to be sad, and everything is going to suck. Literally everything and everyone is going to suck, and you're going to see everyone as awful. And not everyone is awful. Some people are still really awesome in the world, and sometimes you're just stuck in a fishbowl, and you're created for a purpose greater than the sum of your experiences. Everything that happened to you is for a reason, and it always gets better, and God is going to show that reason to you, and you're going to do wonderful things to help many people with that experience if you so choose it. But the only way you can choose it is if you let go of sadness, hurt, pain, and anger or resentment and give it to God and choose love and compassion and peace and stay there. And it hurts and it's hard sometimes, but it's far more rewarding in the long run because that's what you need. It's what you need to serve God, and it's what you need to serve others, and that is ultimately serving yourself. And you're better. You're better in the end because of it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise or convince you otherwise. You are entirely a better individual for serving God, regardless of the evil attacks that come your way. Because in the end, everyone is going to know the same way that they knew. So many people knew about my social security number and what was going on, and no one did anything. It makes the fact that you're still being so loving and kind to people, and the fact that you're still doing the work of God when things like that happen, where everyone knows the evil and they continue to be against you, and you're just still doing the work of God in kindness, everyone's going to know. It's very clear. Like, it's very clear who is serving God and who is serving the devil. And you literally don't need to do anything. Those people have already proved themselves to be traitors and awful people. And God is going to bless you for your hard work. And that's not why you do it. But God doesn't just let us suffer for no reason. He wants us to have a purpose in life and an expected end. And this is what he promises us in Jeremiah. So I think it's Jeremiah 1:9, if I'm correct. It's on I have it on like a little thing somewhere. Never give up hope. God is going to bless you. He's going to bless me. He's going to bless you. He's going to bless everyone coming into the new year in 2025. And Trump is in office now. And that means that we have a lot more opportunities. And we got to take a hold of them before, his presidency is over, because things are going to be really rough. And we know how bad things were with Kamala, which means we have a lot of work to do in the 4 years that he's in office to make sure that we can maintain that peace and prosperity and longevity of the same even when he's out of office. That's going to take a lot of working together and going past our emotions and personal feelings, to get a lot of jobs done. And it's going to take some really mature, intelligent, and self-sacrificing individuals who are capable to do those things. And I'm looking forward to all the new experiences that I'm going to be having, and I hope you guys do too. Anyways, I've talked for way too long. I enjoy the talks with you guys, though. It's fun. But please go follow us. You can subscribe to us on Locals and X and Vocal. Vocal is like a frank speech app, and you can also go to Locals and X to subscribe to us, to support our work that we do at the Karis Project. And you can subscribe to me on X. You'll get exclusive content there that you won't get anywhere else. And you can also donate to our donor box. The links are in all the descriptions if you want to support, or you can buy our t-shirts, cups, things like that. We do have some t-shirts and cups, and we use them all the time. I wear them at all the events, you guys know. It's my favorite thing. I don't care. I think no matter how much money I have from beginning to end, I will always do something like that. It's where my heart is, and that's where the home is. So thank you everybody for your love and your support. Don't forget to follow on Rumble, on the Karis Project. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful new year. And that it starts with peace and forgiveness and prosperity and calmness of heart and mind. Remembering that God has the vengeance and he's protecting you, he's providing for you, and that God controls the foolish, he controls the wise, and that we need to live in discipline. And living in discipline helps the exactuation of the same, of all of the same. So thanks, guys. Have a good night, and I'll catch you later. Ciao. I'm so corny, but hey, ciao.